Good morning, students. Today class we are going to discussing about the statistically independent random process and the statistical properties of random process. In last class we are saying that the random process definition and how to define its first order and second order random processes we have to discussing in last section. Today class we are mainly discussing the statistically independent random process. What is a statistically independent random process? I have to take this condition how to writing the random process function. Here you can consider a random process x of t. The random process x of t is having the random variables at time parameter. Here the random variables are x1, x2 and so on up to xn are n random variables. At a time of these random variables are defined at a time t1, t2 and so on tn. These random variables are defined at the time of this value. Then with the density functions we are writing the combination of random variable and time parameter. The combination we are treating as fx of x1 at t1. That means x1 is having the density function at time value of t1. In second function, small fx of x2 comma t2. It is the x2 density function at t2 time. These terms we can consider up to n values. At nth term, the density function of xn at a time is tn. Here, you can consider the condition is if the random process x of t is statistically independent random process, then the nth order joint density function is, first of all we are defining the random variable and its time parameter with its densities. Then you can take that condition of statistically independent random process. Now we can writing its function is small fx of x1 comma x2 and so on xn at time values of t1 t2 up to tn. Here you can representing the random variables with its times, but here the condition is these are statistically independent. Based on that condition we have to writing each and every term individual density functions. Those are small fx of x1 at t1 into small fx of x2 at t2. These terms we can consider up to fx of xn colon tn. That means the density function at nth value. This is the representation of statistically independent random process. When after taking this condition, we have to representing its density function is like this. Similarly, we can consider two random processes. Those are x of t and y of t. In this case, we are only consider one random process, but suppose we can consider two random processes. Those are x of t and y of t. The x of t is having the values of x1, x2 like x1, x2 up to xn with n random variables at defined at the time of t1, t2 up to tn terms. Similarly, the second random process is y of t. The y of t you can consider its random variables are y1, y2, y3, y4 up to yn. It is also having the n terms, but it is defined at times are t1 dash. Already we are using the t1 term, that's here I am consider the different time parameter. I have to give the notation is dash, the t1 dash, t2 dash, t3 dash up to t suffix n dash. Here the random process of x of t values here taken that variables are in terms of x, time parameters are in terms of t1 to tn. For second random process is y of t. The y of t values are The y1, y2, y3 up to yn are a random variables and its time parameters are t1 dash, t2 dash and so on up to tn dash. And now to consider like these parameters, we can writing its joint density function. Joint density function consider two random processes with density functions. If x of t and y of t are a statistically independent random process, statistically independent random processes, we can writing its joint density function is fx small fx y of x1 comma x2 and so on xn. These are belongs to random variable, the random process of x of t, and y1 y2 up to yn, these are relating to random process y of t, and the times of x of t is t1 t2 up to tn. Similarly, the time parameters of y is t1 dash, t2 dash up to tn dash. Here you can take in that two different random processes. That's why you can separately multiplying those individual density functions. That's why here I am writing small fx of x1, x2 and so on xn. Its timings are the t1, t2 up to tn. Is a random process of x of t density function. It is multiplying with the random process of y of t, that is small fy of y1, y2 and so on yn, and the timings are is a t1 dash, t2 dash up to tn dash. This is a formula we are having when we have taken the statistically independent concept on two random processes x of t and y of t. Coming to the next topic. The next topic is statistical properties of random process. What are the statistical properties we are having under random process? The first and important one is mean. The mean value of random process x of t. The mean value of random process x of t is defining as the expected value of random process. The expected value of random process x of t is called as mean value. It is denoting with x of t bar, like this, x of t bar. X of t bar or expectation of x of t is equal to integral minus infinite to plus infinite x into small fx of x comma t. In case of general, we are not consider the time parameter, but here you need to mention the time parameter. The reason is it is a random process. The random process, it is a combination of random variable and time parameter. That's why the changes you can have to done in a density function representation. That is small fx of x or comma t with respect to dx. We can remember any integration in that random process. You have to take that x parameter, you can make in with respect to x. We are not using time is a integration variable. Time is a constant. Only the x is a variable. X is a variable. We have to consider the parameters like this. You have to make in the integration with respect to x only. This is the mean value formula is integral minus infinite to plus infinite x into small fx of x comma t into dx. Coming to the next one, this is an autocorrelation function, otherwise ACF. Sometimes is asking in the shortest manner, find the ACF of for a given function. ACF means it's autocorrelation function. The autocorrelation function is only taken on same random process is having the different values, otherwise same values at different times. The autocorrelation function is only applying on the same random process at different times. Here you can see that the autocorrelation function, for defining that you can consider the random process x of t. X of t is having x1 and x2 are two random variables defined at time instance t1 comma t2. Here you can consider the random process x of t In that random process, x1 and x2 are two random variables. These two random variables are defined at a time instance of t1 comma t2 with the density function small f x of x1 comma x2 and their timings the t1 comma t2. The correlation function, already know that the correlation we are writing rxxy. The rxx or rxy. But here autocorrelation can writing rxx. In case of cross correlation, we have to take the two different random process or random variables can writing like a rxy. Is a cross correlation. Auto means rxx. Now the correlation function of x1 and x2 is expectation of x1 and x2. It is denoting with rxs of t1 comma t2. rxs of t1 comma t2. The formula is we are writing expectation of x of t1 into x of t2 is equal to expectation of x1 x2. You can writing like this, otherwise you can writing in this orientation. Both are same. The entire notation is rxs of t1 comma t2 rxx of t1 comma t2 is equal to integral minus infinite to plus infinite. This for x1, and second is minus infinite to plus infinite, and the variables of x1 x2 and joint density function is fx of x1 comma x2 and the t1 comma t2 with respect to x1 and x2. This is the formula for autocorrelation function on random process x of t. Coming to the next topic, it is a cross correlation. The cross correlation function. Here you can consider two different random processes. We can able to take that function of correlation is called cross correlation function. For finding this cross correlation function on a random process, we need to consider two random processes. Those are x of t and y of t. These two are defined with random variables x and y. X and y at a time instance t1 and t2. T1 and t2. Then the correlation of x and y is called cross correlation function. Cross correlation function. What we can find in that, you need to consider two different random processes. Those are x of t and y of t. Those are defined with the random variables with the time instance. The random variables you can consider x and y at a time of t1 and t2. The correlation you can call in cross correlation function. The cross correlation we are denoting with expectation of xy. Otherwise, we can representing the expectation of x of t and y of t. This value, the mathematical notation is rxy. So r suffix xy of t1 comma t2. t1 comma t2 is equal to integral minus infinite to plus infinite, and another integral for y, it is a minus infinite to plus infinite, x, y, its joint density function. The joint density function is fxy of x comma y semicolon t1 comma t2 into dx and dy. dx and dy. This is the formula for cross correlation function. Cross correlation function. Now you can go for another topic. The another topic is a stationary process. Stationary process. When you define the stationary process and how to defining the definition of stationary process. Here, a random process is said to be stationary process if all its statistical properties such as mean, variance and moments, etc. don't change with the time. I can repeating the definition of stationary process once again. The all properties of a random process. What are the properties we are considered here? It is a statistical properties. Statistical means it is not changing with time. It is having with some constant values like. Here you can consider the definition of stationary process if all its statistical properties such as mean, variance and moments, etc. These are don't change with time. Don't change with time. You can calling it is a statistical or stationary process. In this stationary process, we are having the orders, the first order and second order and White sensor stationary random process. In that, the first one is a first order stationary process. The first order stationary process we are defining. We can calling in another words is a stationary process order the two first order. We can calling in another words stationary process to first order, or otherwise you can calling the first order stationary process is defining if its first order density function, if its first order density function is not change with the time, then you can calling it is a first order stationary random process. If x of t is a first order stationary, the function you can writing is fx of x1 semicolon t1 plus delta t. Delta t is equal to fx of x1 semicolon t1 for all t1 and delta t. For all t1 and delta t. Here he is consider the density function with time of t1 plus shifting time is delta t. Here you can making the shift on your density function. The density function is not changed with its shifting time. You can calling it is a first order stationary random process. That's why you can equating to the normal density function as fx of x1 semicolon t1 for all values of t1 and delta t. Here delta t is a shift time value. Shift time value. Here the time value, the shift time value is representing delta t. Here what is the condition we are having? The condition of first order stationary process is expectation of x of t. It is a constant. Expectation of x of t is a constant value. And second one is second order stationary process. The second order stationary process we are defining. Otherwise we can calling this second order stationary process is stationary process to second order. We can framing these words either in this orientation, otherwise we can forming like a stationary process to second order. Now coming to the definition of second order stationary process, if it's second order joint density function, here you can using the joint. Why you are taking that? The second order. That's why you can use the word is joint density function. In case of first order, we are using just density function. But here can adding one more one. That's why you can increase in the order. That's why you can define if it's second order joint density function, don't change with the time. Don't change with time. Here in bottom, here I'm writing the joint density function is a small fx of x1 comma x2 semicolon. The time for x1 is t1 plus delta t. It is a shifting time delta t, comma, and t2 plus delta t. The shifting time for random variable x2 is a delta t. The function is equivalent to its normal joint density function like fx of x1 comma x2 t1 comma t2 for all values of t1 comma t2 and delta t. Then you can calling the function is second order stationary process. Here what is the condition we are having? The condition is the autocorrelation function. The autocorrelation function depends on time difference. Depends on time difference, that is delta t. Delta t. But not on absolute time. Absolute time. Here the autocorrelation function is only depending on its time difference. Its time difference and not depending on its absolute time. You can check the given random process, it is a second order stationary process or not. We can find its autocorrelation function. The final value of autocorrelation function, it is a representing in terms of their time difference, is called second order stationary process. Suppose it is the function of time, the small t, we can calling it is not a second order stationary process. This is the condition for that. We can consider two timings is Rxs of t1 comma t2 is equal to Rxs of tau, R suffix x of tau. When the function is satisfying this condition, you can calling it is a second order stationary process. Coming to the next one, it is a wide sense stationary process. The wide sense stationary process, we are defining that. The second order stationary process is also calling is a wide sense stationary random process or a process. It is defining as a second order stationary process. Second order stationary process we are calling a wide sense stationary process. Here the shortest notation we are calling it WSS. Here W can calling a wide or vague. Wide or vague stationary random process. The conditions of this one is the expectation value of random process E of x of t is equal to constant. And second one is the autocorrelation function is only depending on time difference but not on its absolute time value. These are the conditions for wide sense stationary process. Without giving any random process, he is asking check the given random process is a wide sense stationary process or not. We can check that two conditions. The first condition is its main value is constant or not. And the second condition is its autocorrelation function, it is a function of tau. Tau means the time difference or not. If any condition is not satisfying, the given random process is not a wide sense stationary random process. Coming to the next topic. The next topic is jointly wide sense stationary process. Jointly wide sense stationary process. We can defining this. We can consider two random process is x of t. Here the next one is a joint wide sense stationary process. In this one, consider two random processes. Those are x of t and y of t. If they are jointly wide sense stationary, then the correlation function of x of t and y of t is the function of time difference only and not on absolute time. That is, here you can take that the cross correlation function is a rxy, the t1 comma t2 is equal to expectation of random process x of t1 and y of t2. Let you can consider the difference is t2 minus t1, you can consider it tau. From this, the t2 can be replacing in terms of t1 and tau. The function can be replacing in their limits and its function of expected value. Now you can writing this difference representation is rxy of tau. Rxy of tau. The rxy of tau we are how to do. Coming in any problems, you can writing its function is x of t1 and y of tp1 plus tau. T1 plus tau. The conditions for that is the expectation value of random process x of t is a constant, and the expectation value of the random process y of t is also constant. And third one is the autocorrelation. It is not auto, it is a cross correlation. It is a cross correlation function of x of t and y of t is a function of only tau, but not on time. These are the conditions we are having when the random process is jointly Watson stationary process or not. And now to gain the joint function stationary process, you need to check x of t is a constant or not, and y of t is a constant or not, and x of t, y of t means are constant or not, you can check it. Then the last condition for that is the joint correlation function, otherwise the cross correlation function of x of t and y of t is only depending on tau or not. If it is satisfying these three conditions, we can call in the given function is a jointly Watson stationary random process. Coming to the next one, it is a stick-sense stationary random process. The stick-sense stationary random process is defined, and how to consider nth order joint density function. Nth order joint density function. The nth order joint density function is not change with the time. The nth order joint density function is not change with the time, is called stick-sense stationary random process. Stick-sense stationary random process. The remaining thing we have to discuss in next class.